at all.
Okay, am I echoing? Am I
No,
lower? But I'm low.
you're fine. I mean, we can hear you. Can
You
y'all
can
hear
hear.
me? Because I'm.
Okay, you and Troy sound fine. It's the other lady's volume. Oh, really? You are low, but we can hear you. Okay, Troy is fine. It's the other lady's mic is too high. No, no echo now. You are low. Okay.
So you can hear echo with me?
I heard an echo with you earlier, but whatever happened, I don't hear it anymore.
Hmm.
You know what, Del? It might have been coming out because you have a mic too.
No, I don't have a mic.
Oh, okay.
I just had my laptop mic, but now I'm about to plug in my mic because I definitely want to um I definitely want to be heard.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me see here. 1 2. 2 1 2. How is that?
You sound good.
I sound good, but do
You
I sound low?
No,
that
Okay,
sounds
great.
good.
Okay, great. Because I just need to make sure that we can have a great show. I'm a singer, so my ears are very sensitive to like echoes and noises. And I know people in the comments have the same, are music people that love music, so they have the same, sensitivity. So, thank you guys so much for being with it. Gwen said it's better. Say I can hear both of you. It's better now. No echo. No echo. Okay, great. So,
I hadn't
let
said
me.
anything yet. No, son. What about
Yeah.
when I'm talking now? No.
Oh, it's
Thank you.
better.
Yeah, it is better.
Okay, great. But now the audience gone. Guys, okay. It's all good. Thank you so
They'll
much
be
for
back.
whoever stays in the audience, whoever has visited the audience, whoever comes in the audience. We do it for you and we do it for the playback. We do it every time. Okay, but let me just
Do
read.
it for the
Um
playback. Oh,
do it for
what I
the
was saying
playback.
is that when I did I have a special on YouTube. If you put in Troy Rawlings raw and cut clean,
Mm-hmm.
it's like an hour and 40 minutes. It
Mm-hmm.
was I was doing the show for like 2 years in San Diego, but it was a clean comedy show. But I said, look, I want to do my content, but of course I can do it clean. If you
Mm-hmm.
come out to LA, you have to be able to do TV. You have to be able to. We're not a monolith.
Yeah.
So we have to be able to do different things. And if you're
Yeah.
just a dirty, now don't get me wrong,
Right.
you have to be you, be authentically you. At the end of the
Yes.
day, if we learn anything from Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy, be who you are.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Eddie Murphy could go and do a run of kids movies and make more money off of Shrek than he probably made in his life.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So we have to be everything. We used to have to be everything as entertainers. Like
Yes.
Red Fox was Red Fox, but he was Sanford and Son.
Yeah.
And they had to mark XXX on the comedy stage when he goes like, this is not Sanford and Son. And
Yeah.
then the other side of it is he could sing, he could dance.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I love seeing you do what you do, Dell, because that's
Me
original.
too.
We're originally entertainment people. We
Mm-hmm.
have to be able to do everything. Shoot, I'm about to start going back into my bag, get my tap shoes out. I almost stole Timmy's tap shoes the other day.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, Donnie Kelly says clean is still funny. Donnie
Yeah.
says, I think it's in the voice of the comedian because I can do a church show and be squeaky clean and go to the holiest blank hole in LA and hang with the sailor, but no woman should sound vulgar ever. You
Hmm.
know what? That is true. Just on your womanhood, you do want to sound, because that's really why I wanted to clean it up. It's just like, as a woman,
Mm-hmm.
you're hitting the stage, and I want to, we're expressive, because the thing about black comedy is, or black people, is cursing is a dialect. That's what people don't understand. That's what a lot of bookers don't understand. It's the same as patois. We use it like that. We're interjecting the words like that, but we're not angry when we're using it, but it does sound angry to an audience that's not familiar with that dialect. So
Yeah,
um
you have to read the room. You have to know your audience. You
yeah.
have to and you have to be comfortable. If you don't have swag with what you're saying, because certain people could go out and nobody ever had a problem with Bernie Mac. And some of these motivational speakers, Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, they talk like they talk. I didn't know until I watched Tony Robbins' documentary, I'm Not Your Guru,
Mm,
that it was a methodology and
Mm-hmm.
it was a kind of technique to be shockingly direct and truthful. And I watched this joint and I was in tears afterwards because I'm just thinking I'm going out there doing what I do. I'm not realizing that the reason people are all of a sudden drawn to certain things is because you there's a level of transparency that was coming.
It works every time.
Auntie Gwen says
it depends what's coming out of you. It's not because you can stand in front of Bill Cosby was the cleanest comedian we remember.
And was dirty in his own lifestyle.
I know.
Gwen said,
he drug it.
I like clean.
He drug it.
Stop
Right.
talking about me like I'm not. Right. We gonna make sure you.
Hold on. Gwen said, I like clean. Dave Chappelle is very good. And for the most part, he's clean. See, the thing is, when you have substance, you don't notice the cursing because Dave Chappelle curses.
I was going to say he curses.
He definitely curses, but you don't notice it because it's so much substance to the joke.
There you go.
And that's really what it is when you have substance, you don't even hear the cursing because you're worried about the point and you're wrapped into the premise.
And you're with him on the journey. You're with him on it. David is a masterful storyteller.
Yes. Yeah. So I got to move on to the next question. Guys, first of all, I'm so glad you guys
was a good question.
Here, right? That was such a good question. And I got another good question. Okay. And I want to just put it right here. Hold on. Let me see what the other question is.
She said somebody in the audience was saying that I want you to put it right in. I'm like, wait, we just went from clean.
No, we're not. No. Hold on. Hi, Kurt comment. Hold on. Okay, let me get the question back up because this one is going to
hell
no.
Hold on, before y'all even say anything. It says, I don't really know where to post this, but I'm 44 and have suddenly started experiencing vaginal dryness. I want to take something daily that will increase moisture so that it doesn't hurt so bad during sex. We've always had amazing sex and we're very attracted to each other, so it's not that I'm not turned on. I crave this man every day. The women in my family all started pre-menopause in their middle 40s. So I'm wondering if that may be the problem, but my doctor says use lubricant. Lube doesn't do it. It lasts long enough for him to put it in, and within seconds, it's dry again. It's making me so self-conscious. Do any of you women have this problem? Now, before y'all answer, Flo has the remedy for this. Check this out.
Seen it on Netflix called What the Hell? And they show you how they be processing the food, what it do to our body, just eat meat all the time, and said if you have issues with poor circulation, I'm helping the men out too. And this for women that you should cut it down, right? So I was like, well, let me try the experiment because I was eating red meat and I was having issues. I don't know if you call it this, but it was similar to this. Like with men, when y'all have a hard time getting up, that's erectile dysfunction. What they call it for women? I don't know either. So I was going through erectile dysfunction a little bit. My bag wasn't as excited like she used to be. So they said when you eat too much meat, you can clog up those lines. So I was like, okay, let me try this, see if I can get her turned up again. I'm hunching on myself now, and all I needed was vegetables. I ain't know that. I was clogging myself up with lemon pepper wings and chicken. I didn't know women can get backed up. She come outside now by herself. She is. Some veggies does the body good. So men, if y'all live down there, eat lettuce for a while.
No, that's true.
I didn't know you had that clip.
Girl, I had to go grab it last night, and then because I saw the question, and then I saw your clip. I was like, oh, these two answer each other right here. I don't even need to.
They kind of go together. And I was going to give her a good lubricant, but the bottle in the back. But I need to tell her before we end the show.
She said the bottle in the back. Near the bedroom.
Hold on. First of all, they are laughing. I'm a storm. In the comments, as Kelly said exactly.
And y'all see, I done lost some weight since that green outfit. I done lost a little bit. Eating them vegetables, it worked.
Okay,
and
now
and eating the vegetables will balance out your pH. And she's right. I'm not a woman. I just study a lot.
Nurse Gwen is in the audience. She said, take something for your pH. Kelly, everybody is laughing at that clip because that clip is too funny. No, seriously, a friend of mine was trying to get pregnant and she just stopped eating meat and just started eating fish like once a month, but she was
Mhm.
eating vegetables only, and she was just like, it just corrects all your lady
You
parts
have to
just so.
detox.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
ma'am,
but it
the
worked for
message.
men and women.
It
Yeah,
does.
Hmm.
yeah.
Especially men,
So
if you like to be, what can I say on here? What can I say on?
keep it clean because I like to keep it
Men, if you
clean.
like, for the woman to receive you orally like a vitamin,
What?
then
Which
you want to you want to make sure
I couldn't hear what you
you
said.
are what you eat, man.
That part.
Yes, I think that's what everybody said. You are what you eat. Okay. Let's move on to, because I do want to get your opinion on this because I know it's sex, love, and relationships. Trina is in the news. Trina reveals that she has no prenup with her husband. And this is what she said. He can't spend a dime without my consent. So my question is that comment disrespectful to her husband? Put it in the comments. He can't spend a dime without her consent. That's why they don't have a prenup.
Not
What
if he
you think?
came. Not if she's talking about the money she had before he came. Like, is he making more money than her? Is she talking about? Because most couples, I mean, most married couples I know, unless they have a separate account that's just their play account, they have a joint account. So that's kind of, I mean, she might have said it the way she said it, but that's kind of common for a lot of married couples I know to have a joint account. And if all
In
of
a
a sudden,
separate.
yeah, if he's dropping $1,000 out the joint account, you're like, what is going on? But if he got his own separate, the women be like, don't let your left hand see what your right, don't let your right hand see what the left is. It was
Flo,
well,
Flo,
keep a
I
little
know
something
you've been in a
stashed away, because if
relationship
you
for a
gotta hit the
long
road,
time. Flo, I know you've been in a relationship for a
I
long
got a
time.
divorce last year, but go ahead.
You did? Oh,
Mhm.
Flo,
so did you have a
please.
little something on the side just in
Did,
case?
could he spend
No.
a dime
But no
without
money,
you or not?
not
Oh, okay.
not a person,
I thought you was talking about lunch meat. I do one patty at a time.
not
Okay.
lunch meat. I can't even look. Even In-N-Out give you two patties. I mean, no. since we can't say it the way we want to, we prefer to post.
What say you, Flo?
What you say?
I said, what say you about the prenup and not being able to spend a dime without her consent? Is that disrespectful to her
It sounds
husband?
disrespectful. Yeah.
You
To
know,
me.
yeah.
Especially to post that publicly like that. Maybe, he won't spend a dime without her saying. But I wouldn't put it because it make him seem like he's lame, like she got some lame guy that just, is a nobody that, only can do what she tell him to do, when to
But you
do
know
it.
how
So
people get slick in their comment. She might not have meant, she's a rapper. She might not have meant it just like that. But I mean, they know what they get down. And some of these rappers, the way they talk, that's my whole thing, to help men and women communicate better in love. Because the way we talk to each other sometimes. Man, that's my old lady.
Kelly said, I'm wondering if she means her money or their joint money. See,
Right.
I feel like when you have a comment like that, obviously you talking about your money. You know what I'm
That's what I
saying?
thought.
Because ain't no man going, like, not ain't no man, but like, because I'm not married, so obviously I don't know. Okay. But the thing about it too is
Ain't no way.
yeah, I don't know.
Ain't
But
no
go
way.
ahead, let me
Ain't
hear what
no
you
way.
ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
But the thing about it too is I feel like if you were on his account, if it was in his account and y'all were sharing it, then he would need to spend, he would need permission to spend a dime without you. So obviously it's your money. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, because if
But
it's in this account, yeah, you do what he wants.
That's what I'm
yeah,
thinking.
I do feel like, in some instances, people need to just say no comment. You know what I mean? Rather than to put him out there like that, because it is like your boy toy at that point,
Exactly.
even though you're
Yeah.
married.
Hmm.
Especially when you go to
Uh,
the barbershop and he's like, hey, should I hit up your girl about this cut? I'm like, hey, what you talking about? I'm just making
Yeah,
sure you
Kelly said
good.
like she runs him.
yes.
Mhm.
She also, yeah, Gwen says it's disrespectful. It sounded disrespectful anyway. Yeah, it must be her money, Kelly. It must be, because that's the only way you would be thinking like that, So, um, moving on. I'm liking how we getting through these questions though, because that's why I had a bunch of them, just so we could move through the questions and move through the show. Okay, here's the next one, y'all, because I love relationships. So, first of all, I gotta get to this. Let's get to this relationship, and let's get to this last one, okay? Because I forgot about this one. Okay, problematic in-laws. I am wondering if anyone has issues with sisters-in-laws. I have a couple on my side. They both have their issues, but who doesn't? I have tried throughout the years to be loving, caring, etc., for the sake of my brothers and the family. If I had to choose either one as a friend, I wouldn't, to be totally honest. One of them in particular really hurts me. Ever since my mom passed a year ago and my dad 7 years ago, she has gotten worse, bringing up old family wars. When I extended an invite to my beach house I rented, and also bringing up an old fight to my daughter at her daughter's bridal shower just recently, thinking she was funny. Also told me my mom never allowed me to grow. I could go on and on. My parents were not a fan of her either. I have anxiety regarding the upcoming wedding. Advice on how to handle her. Whew.
She can't come.
She can't. Oh no, the brother bringing her.
I know, but listen, I'd be like, she can't come.
With all she was saying, I was like, and then she said they wasn't married yet. I'm like, y'all need one more counseling session.
Yeah, no, because the thing is,
you going in with trauma about something that's not the person you're marrying.
Well, these are no. These are, let's bring the question back, because these are her brother's women. That's what she says. They both have their issues. I have a couple on my side and they both have their issues, but who doesn't? So these are for the sake of my brothers and the family. I have anxiety regarding the upcoming wedding. Advice on how to handle her. So it must be her wedding that's coming up, and her in-laws, her brothers are going to be at her wedding, and her in-laws are acting up. You know what I'm saying? Her sisters-in-laws are acting up. So, Flo said she wouldn't invite them to the wedding. Troy, how would you handle that? Because they got to come to the wedding.
Yeah, anybody, and I'm like this across the board. Anybody that's not for you or is causing issues, I don't care who it is. This whole thing with if they family, so you ain't got to
exactly, Troy. Tell the people I'm gonna be quiet.
Drama to your life like that, especially when it comes to you moving forward in matrimony and moving forward with your life and your new mate, because this person you're about to get married to, y'all gotta be like, you got my back no matter what. You with me no matter what. It's F everybody else. It's like, what are we doing? Because if y'all have all this confusion and you stressed out because of somebody that ain't us and we about it. No, it'll be it'll be me, you in the past. We be in Vegas, or it'd be like one of those Jodeci. Do you believe? We be standing there with Reverend Run and.
Okay, well let Reverend Dale come to the stage real fast, because the thing is, here's what I think. Of course, God says to take his peace. So that means we got to take it no matter who is around trying to distract. Because let me tell you something about Satan. He is a greaseball. He is constantly meeting you with offense, because he knows offense takes your joy. And once your joy has been taken, then you're releasing your power to now attract the things that you've been praying for, because you attract them in joy. So that's why, earlier this year, I was saying that I'm in God's faith church. I just said, I don't care what's going on. I'm going to be in God's faith church. You got the lukewarm church and you got this other church that ain't really the church. I want to be in God's faith church, the person he could trust to trust him at all times. But I realized something too is, in order to be in God's faith church, you got to be in God's forgiveness church first, because forgiveness is directly affecting your faith. Like when I was not forgiving someone, that was all that was on my mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking about them every day. Then they called me. Child, guess what? They just as happy as a lark on the phone. Okay, they ain't even think about the offense. And I'm like, No, you're not
You
gonna
know
out
what you
happy
You're not
me out here.
like, no,
You understand
no,
what I'm
hold
saying?
on one
I'm
second.
like, no, you're not gonna out happy me out here.
You're
No,
not
I'm
going
gonna
out.
give you and me like, no. No, you are forgiven immediately because that's what happens is they moving on with their life, honey. Their life is going great, and you sitting here with the offense,
Right.
and the offense is sitting right in front of your blessing. So to the girl with the in-laws problem, what you need to do is you need to be praying for her to get blessed in whatever way the deficiency is happening. Because if she's attacking you because she feels like you're an easy target.
Right.
And we can't be a target. We got to take the Lord's peace. We gotta make sure that this person can't, because if she's taking your peace, essentially she's taking your power. You know what I'm saying? And we can't be giving up the power for no one. So
I
you know,
get what you're saying, but I would be loving on them people and praying from them from their address. They don't have to come to my event.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you. Let me tell you.
uh-huh.
You look here. We got a list. We got a list for it.
Uh-oh.
My list. I'm paying for this wedding. Verse 1. I'm be on live with people. Oh,
You like
I
you send out invites and then you send out virtual invites like y'all watch
D-bites.
from home.
I'm sending out D-bites. What is
Right.
What is a
Yeah.
D-bite, y'all?
Yeah.
But you said something key, but like they said, it's gonna be a time when people get offended very easily. But I was talking to a friend of mine today, and I won't take it long, and I mentioned something to her, and this is my girl. And I was just like, yo, you always say how you're doing stuff for so many people and you got to do this for yourself. And now you're going to take time away from doing it because I always do stuff and people don't reciprocate. And you were talking about that. I said, do you know that's how you sound? She was like, what are you talking about? I said, you sound like the reason you're about to start loving on yourself and doing stuff for yourself is almost to spite people who are not reciprocating. I said, but you don't give to. That's not how reciprocity works. Who you give to is not always who you get from.
Come on now, tell the people.
So however it's going down, you gotta love yourself. It's the oxygen mask scenario. The oxygen mask shut down. My little baby dying. If I go like this, I got you, baby. I got you.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
The baby like.
Right. You're right, Trey. That's a good one.
You gotta make sure you're good. And and it's the right kind of selfishness. It's self-love.
Yes.
And we can be selfless after we learn self-love. If you don't learn how to love yourself, you can't really love people properly because you're looking to get something in return. And that's not love. That's not unconditional love.
No,
I promise mostly all comedians are pastor spirits in them or like
I'm
a motivational speaker. I don't care what nobody say. Real comedians, we pass this for real. We're here to teach the people.
Because we've been through so much. There's truth in jest. And Dave Chappelle said that we've been through so much, and we usually take it to the stage.
Yes. Right. Yes.
Remember, Sinbad said when Michael Richards had that thing when he calling dudes the N-words and stuff like that. Sinbad and Paul Sinbad backstage, like, I wonder where he's going with this. He waited to see if it was a joke in it because that's how we think.
Yes.
Right.
We look at things that happen. Somebody like the Wayans were talking about that they'd be at a funeral and they like, yo, look at the way it's suited. That's just how we think.
Yes.
We're the ones that are meant to bring joy. We healing people. So you got to be able to hit the things that people don't want to talk about.
Yeah, and I do feel like, it takes some restructuring. You have to take your, but if this is your brother, you're going to be with him. It's not going to be you and your husband against the world. Y'all never gonna see your brothers again because you got to be around your brother. So you have to figure out a way, and then it can't be you being like, choose me, choose her, because a man is assigned to leave his, cleave to his wife and
right. Once he
so it's,
and that's why we go lead them sisters over there.
Yo, you have to make room for your peace, and because you can talk to people, but do you realize that everybody can't receive from you? So if you're talking to somebody and they can't hear you, you got to know when to shut up.
Stop
It's like
playing. They
pearls
have
to
eyes,
swine.
but they can't see, ears, but they can't hear. Stop playing. Yes.
It's
You
like
know
stop
it.
throwing pearls to swine. Even Jesus said,
You
"Yo,
know
if they
it.
don't
Oh,
receive you,
I like
dust your
being y'all
sandals
about. I'm
off."
about to send somebody a tithe and offering. Y'all is putting it together.
Yeah, let me put my cash app in.
You and Troy talking about, see, you gotta you
Dollar
gotta know
sign
when to
Troy
let
Rawlings.
people go, because some people don't want to change. Some people just be stuck in their ways.
And when you
Oh,
see that, you have to be able to say, you know what? You know the best way, like Del was saying, you know the best way to forgive somebody, Del?
Mhm.
Pray for them.
yes.
And the
But
prayer,
the thing
and
about
mind
it
you,
too is we gotta remember, because this is me.
You
Now,
don't want to
guys, when
cut nobody off there. You ain't got nobody you
no,
want to love from their
I
address.
want to cut everyone off. And
Oh,
that's why the Lord constantly giving me these
okay,
challenges, is because
okay,
you just can't go away from the
okay,
whole wide world.
no, you
Like
okay.
can't.
when you're not perfect, like, as
Thanks.
soon as somebody do something wrong, that's my go-to, honey. I will just stop calling you out the blue and you'll be like, is Dale still living? Yes, I am. You know what I'm saying? Are you
You're
still
like,
living?
yes, I am.
But the thing about it, what the Lord has constantly put on my heart is like, how can you, like I want a child. How can you want something that's about to be making 1,000 mistakes if you cannot practice the forgiveness right now? Like,
Yeah.
because these are like, I'm praying for a child, but the Lord will send me a child, but the child will be 57 years old. You see what I'm saying? And I will have to forgive them, and I will have to give them grace, because I've made mistakes with people, and I've needed their grace, and I've come back to them like 10 years later to be like, I'm just so sorry that I did you like that. And then people have been like, it did hurt me at the time, but I forget. Like, people have had to toy with that without me saying I'm sorry for 10 years and on end. And so now, where is the grace that I've been extended? Where is that for the other people? Because you just can't go away from everybody. And I feel like,
Not
honey, you
everybody.
can. No,
I
not
agree with
everybody,
that.
but
Yeah.
I do feel like you have to determine whether or not to continue the investment in this
That's what I'm.
relationship.
Yes.
Go
And,
ahead,
That
and,
Flo.
part.
and I agree.
Yeah.
No,
I
that
agree.
part. That's what I was gonna
There's
say.
a balance. Like, I'm going
Yeah.
through something right now that over the past year has been whipping my tail. And the only way I'm getting through it is because I go to God and say, well, I was like, if you supernatural and you go, I gotta believe you sometime. I
Mm,
gotta give this over to you, because this is bigger than I can't handle this. And if
yes.
we can't, that's where you really learn to maneuver. And then you got to realize that God don't work inside of time. So we thinking, when is this gonna? And it doesn't matter. You just
Did you
work
just
it.
say a word? God don't work
Didn't it?
inside of time. Okay, hold on. Pause for a second, right, for fast, because I got to get the comments in here. Guys, if you're just tuned in, you're watching the Dale Show. We going a little over tonight because we was having some technical issues earlier, and I just wanted to give you guys a chance to participate with my amazing guest, Flo, so amazing, Troy Rawlings in the building. We have one more topic we're going to discuss. But if you're just listening to this on the playback or just tuned in, hit that subscribe button right now. Guys, I don't mean in 5 minutes. I don't mean in 5 seconds. I'm talking about hit that subscribe button right now, because I'm gonna be doing this
Right
every
now.
Tuesday,
Mhm.
7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. And it's always a blast. And I always love y'all joining me. And I'm just trying to grow the Dale Show 2.0. As you can see, it's just so fun. Let me get to the comments before I get to our last topic. Rory, I see you in the building. First of all, yeah, Kelly, okay, said they going on with their lives. She said, I agree. Once they will likely show out once they're asked to leave. She's talking about the lady at the wedding.
Oh,
Kelly said, I heard that, or is that K? Yeah. Where every voice. That's K. Nori, I don't care if you just joined in. You right on time. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for remembering. Laughter is good. You say I'm way late, long day over here, but great conversation. Those sisters will likely destroy your peace. Listen,
mhm.
you can't let them destroy your peace. That's what we're saying. That's what Satan want to do. Like, every
Mhm.
time you about to get to your blessing, girl, here he come
Listen.
with the peace destroyer, and then you be like, you fall for it every time. And then I'm like, no, Satan, I'm up on your game. You cannot destroy my peace, because I'm asking the Lord for too much. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Gwen is saying, amen. Kay is saying they are probably stuck in their ways because it's scary to change, and that's what a lot of people. But as when we are the carriers of the blessing, we got to constantly be changing, because that's why the Lord say renewing of the mind. So that means we got to constantly be expanding to
Daily.
accept other people, you know.
Yeah.
She says, yes, be careful what you invest your precious time and energy in. Amazing. Yes, I agree. Yes. So I got one last question, and I am just so glad to have you both on to discuss this last question. And I got to get it out there. Guys, it's voting time in California, okay? Measure 6 eliminates the constitutional provision allowing involuntary servitude for incarcerated persons, legislative constitutional amendment. So they want to get rid of this, which makes people work against their will, which is basically slavery. Okay. So no one argued on Proposition 6 because everyone wants this to end, because basically you have these prisoners in there, you got them working super hard, and then, you know, there's no pay for prisoners. So this is basically slavery. And, you know, when it comes to Black people, y'all constantly hitting them with the, you know, you constantly hitting them with the illegal time, and you're locking them up for all these small reasons. And, you know, but I got this question on here. Prop 6, involuntary servitude. Yes, let's end that. But what is the solution to proper reform? Because I met a guy recently, right? And he didn't work in the prison. He was locked up for 14 years. So he did not work. So now when he comes out, you have had 14 years of no training, no work ethic, no getting up, just sitting around on the yard. And I'm not with that either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
Me
you
either.
need to make use of your time. You could be growing. Some people is in there and they're going and they're getting degree. I had a homegirl that was locked up. She came out with her cosmetology degree. You know what I'm saying? And now this girl has a thriving salon for me. Like that. Another girl, the same, you know, 2 girls that got locked up together. This other girl is a real estate agent. So no, I'm not with the slavery, but we got to have some kind of reform, because I don't want you just sitting around in there, because if you're not doing anything and you get because that's like a kid, you get the option. Hold on, let me solo myself out there. To me, it's like a kid. You get the option to do nothing. A kid will choose to do nothing every time. You got to be like, get up, clean your room, get these dishes going. So, and that's how a kid learns that work ethic. So, Flo, what say you?
I'm not with the slavery, but they should have something they doing in there. Yeah, like
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
What
But
do you feel
you
like they
shouldn't
should be
be, I don't
doing?
feel you should be forced.
But
Yeah.
what how
Like
can
some
you
type
get?
of I don't know, like don't they have like some work release type programs to help those? Now if you're on death row, depending on what it is, maybe you could be a slave if you're a pedophile. I agree with that. Like pedophiles could be slaves. Like I don't
Okay,
know the crime, but just like you in there for marijuana or something, you got a year or something, you should be able to sleep. I don't know, it should be divided up or something
I
somehow. I
don't
don't know how you could do that, but
see, and that's what I'm like.
depending on the crime.
Okay, depending on the crime.
Yeah.
Troy, what, and also to put it in the comments, guys. Let me show you the question again, okay? Which is Prop 6 is ending the involuntary servitude, which is basically ending slavery for prisoners. Okay, if prison ain't slavery enough, it's ending them having to work involuntarily in there. But what is the proper solution? What is the solution to proper reform? Because you do have people that will opt out of working, but then you have, because keep in mind, when a person gets to opt out of working for 14 years and then they get out here in society, we got a person that ain't been doing nothing for 14 years, and that's who we got to deal with out here. Troy, what's the solution? You put it in the comments,
Well,
y'all.
I think it says they're getting rid of that and they're replacing it with voluntary servitude. So they give them different options. I don't know all the things of it, but it kind of, all of this spills off of the 13th Amendment. Something where you have a situation where, okay, the only way we can put somebody back into slavery is if they don't have their papers, they can't prove that they're a freeman, or if they commit a crime. So a lot of times when cats are getting locked up because they don't have a license, that's still 13th Amendment stuff. So in getting someone in jail, remember, they won't put $50,000 a year into a guy to go to college, but you will make $80,000 a year per inmate if you fund a prison.
And
so you got to
that's
realize that
disgusting.
the business of it all, because they went from, you remember, you used to press license plates and stuff. You used to see the old stuff. They ain't breaking stones and pressing light made more. These guys are sewing shirts. These guys are doing stuff for companies with free labor. And but you know, I have a bunch of trade. One of the things I'm doing, we talked about it, Del, with the building that I'm doing in Hollywood Hills, is to open. You know, I'm a master barber by trade. I cooked in restaurants since I was 12. I've learned landscaping. We do media. So we have enough stuff to train young people. These programs can easily go into the prison system and help train people that are getting out. And you give them time. If they go in and they get a degree, because I heard some prisons stop the fact that you can get a college degree. So if they're not trying to, it's so much money in them not being reformed and working for free, that yes, we have to change that system if it's going to be something for reform. The biggest thing is to find out, because like you said, if you got some lifers in there that really did some heinous stuff, you know, then that program can be a different program. You know, it has to go. We don't have stuff that fits the crime. You got people in jail for, you know, Baltimore was terrible. You go to Central Booking, it was people in there for months. Same clothes I saw them with when I was cutting their hair. Dude, go up the street, do something. He been locked up in Central Booking. He ain't even been processed. He ain't been caught, and he only had the real clothes on. He got his clothes on. Even, you know, they just in there. They 10 people in a cell, and you know, yeah, it's got to change.
1 second. Let me go to the comments, okay? And then we're coming down to the end of the show. The question that we're discussing, and I will read the answers because I see y'all in the comments right here. Involuntary servitude. Yes, I'm with ending the involuntary servitude for incarcerated people, which is slavery. But what is the proper solution? What is the solution to proper reform? Here's what you guys said in the comments. Okay. It says, hold on, let me get school education. School or learning a trade. You should not be allowed to sit around. Education for reform. I agree with Ms. Gandoria. Implement education for reform and maybe take off more time if they choose to educate themselves. Ooh, that's good too. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Donnie said they need counseling, schools, mental health, and morality classes working for something. I totally agree that morality classes, mental health, you know, I really feel like they need, hold on, let me go back to Donnie's comment, because I really do feel like these guys need a therapist up in here. Like, that is where we give you a weekly therapist and we get you reformed, because we have to start with being reformed in the mind first. And when you could go somewhere, you could talk it out and somebody helping you. And it needs to be people that look like you or people that can relate to your story. You know, you have Black men, you need to have Black male therapists. You know, you have Black women in there, you need to have Black, and the same, because people need to identify themselves, and people also need to share the same neighborhoods and experiences so that they can give that counseling to someone. So yeah, Donnie, that's a very good idea. Yes, making furniture. I mean, the thing is, I don't like involuntary servitude, but I like y'all to be doing something. Like, you know, you need to be doing something. You need to get up every day and do something, because you need to train. You know what I'm saying? You need to be trained. How are you going to come out here? Right. How are you going to come out here? Like, if you get up every day on your own and get somewhere by 7 a.m. and get off at 5 p.m., it'll be in your blood to do it by the time you get off, whether it's a year, whether it's 6 months, whether it's 14 years, you will have a system in your blood that says, oh no, I know, I don't sleep all day. I get up, you won't even think about drugs, because you have already gotten into, like, even with me, I work for myself, but I still get up very early in the morning, you know, and I work all throughout the day, because honey, without working, you don't get no check. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Okay, let's go. Computers, plumbing. My homie got out and makes bank. Oh, that's right. Computers. That's, you could train a lot of people to be. I took a software analyst a software programming analyst class right online. That could be done right in there. A lot of people could be building programs, doing software analyst positions, and those are 6-figure positions when you come home. So
and these guys know how to make gourmet cup of noodles. If you can make if you can make clippers out of a little knife and a comb,
yes,
these guys are engineers. They were like, oh, let me
yes,
show you how to keep this
yes,
stuff.
yes. Kay said that's true. They get their minds together. Donnie said my brother been in 9 years, and my brother been in and out his whole life and still blames everybody else. See, that's what I'm talking about. We need that mental. How's his mental, DK? See, because he needs the therapy, because the therapy allows you to get the real issues out that keep causing you to go back, and now that way you don't have a lot of recidivism. The rate of recidivism is down because they're not going back. So
Right.
guys, I just want to say, hold on. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today on the Show. If y'all haven't heard me already, I'm just gonna say it 5 more times. Hit that subscribe button right now. Okay. Also, too, guys, I have a show coming up this weekend, which is called Dell's Juke Joint. It's right in Hollywood. If you are in LA, it is free with your RSVP. My website is in the link below. So make sure you go to my website, which is IamDellHarrison.com, so you can RSVP for free. It's going to be clean comedy. It's going to be live music. And it's going to be a whole blast. So I want y'all to get in there. And I also want to thank my guests for coming in and kicking it with me today. Flo, please tell everybody what you got going on and where they can find you.
You can find me on all social media. See the little pink box, Flow So Amazing. And I have some dope shows coming up in Atlanta, but I definitely keep them posted on my page. So follow me.
Yay! And also, too, guys, please, Troy, let everybody know where they can find you.
Yes.
And what you got going on.
Troy Rawlings everywhere. If you're in Los Angeles, this Thursday, Halloween, 4 p.m., doing a magazine and book event at Drobe Stogies. Every Monday, you can catch me in Hollywood at Sunset Rooftop. We have laughs on Mondays, but everything, like Flo said, Troy Rawlings at Troy Rawlings Live on Instagram, Troy Rawlings, Troy L. Rawlings on Facebook. You can find me anywhere. If you see the Carmel bald-headed dude, it's me, and you'll see everything I got going on.
And also, too, guys, I just want to put Flo's thing up there so you can make sure you follow her, because I did it for Troy too. So make sure you follow the beautiful Flo. Make sure you follow Troy, and then also make sure you follow me, guys. I'm out here, okay? I'm out here. Follow me on all social media. I am Dell Harrison. I also want to thank my precious audience for coming in every time and being with me today. Rory, thank you guys so much. DK, Kelly, Kay, Gwen, thank you guys so much for joining me on the Dell Show. And I'll see you guys next time right here on the Dell Show. Come to the Juke Joint. Yay! Okay, guys.